I think that my favorite thing about being married is actually that you can share jokes with your wife or husband that are funny to you and that person and no one else other than maybe your cat. Because when you have a cat, your barometer for humor out the window. Last summer, my wife and I went on a trip to Massachusetts, and I called it Catsachusetts, which is not funny, but in our house was the joke of the year. I was like, we're going to Catsachusetts. My wife is like, ah! I was like, ah! Our cat was like, ah! Everyone loves a good pun when you have a cat, and so we drive to Catsachusetts, and when we arrive, my wife has a headache, and she asked me if I will acclimate Ivan, that's our cat, to the bedroom, because you can't just put an indoor cat into a house, because he'll explode. And so I bring him in the bedroom, but I'm so tired from the drive that I fall asleep, which is the only thing you cannot do when acclimating an indoor cat to a house. And so I wake up an hour later, Ivan is gone. He got out, and so now I'm running around the house. I'm like, my cat's gonna explode. I wake up my wife. I say, Chloe, her name's Jen. I say, Mr. Fantastic is gone. His name's Ivan. And Chloe gave me a look that I can only describe as divorce eyes. Because before that point, I was convinced that we would be married forever. And then once I saw the divorce eyes, I was like, oh, I guess this could end. And if it ended, it would look a lot like that. And so now, the two of us are running around the house. I'm like, my marriage is falling apart. My cat's going to explode. And we find Ivan, but we had another major problem in the house, which is that there were mice in the house. And it was actually worse than that because they were parasitic mice. They have what's called toxoplasmosis, which means they have you might know what this is. They have a parasite in them, and as a result, they're unafraid of cats and they're unafraid of people. And the way we discovered this was that my wife was watching TV, and she looked next to her, and there was a mouse. And he was watching TV also. And she screamed, and he just looked up at her like Stuart Little, like, hey, what's going on? I don't like this show either. I don't know why all those women would want to marry that one guy. And then she pushed him off the couch, and he didn't even run away. He didn't even scurry, which is a verb invented for mice. He just walked into the kitchen like a roommate, like, fine. I'll go in the other room. I just think you're overreacting. And then he did a confessional into the mouse cam in the kitchen. He was like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win. I was here before they came. I'll be here when they're gone. I'm a mouse. That's from Real Housewives of Catsachusetts. That night, I'm sound asleep, and my wife wakes me up by grabbing my face. She says, Mo, my name's Mike. Mr. Fantastic found the mouse. You need to get the mouse. And I sit up, and I say, Chloe, we have a cat. We do everything for the cat. We give him food. We give him an apartment that he thinks is the world. We set aside an area in the apartment for him to poop in that we clean more often than the area where we poop. We have a gentleman's agreement that in the unlikely event that a mouse should walk in that door, that he will kill that mouse. And we will never speak of that mouse again. And he will be protected. That's from Cat Father. My wife says, "Mo, get the mouse." And I sit up and I see what may be the strangest tableau I will ever witness in my entire life. It was a little bit like that. It was actually Ivan smacking the mouse. The mouse flies in the air, lands, gets up, walks back towards Ivan. Ivan smacks the mouse, flies in the air, lands, gets up, walks back towards Ivan. Ivan is thrilled. His toy is alive. I have a serious sleepwalking disorder, so as I am watching this, I'm not even really sure it's happening. I'm thinking, I've had this dream before. My wife says, "Mo, get the mouse," and she hands me a cup. I sit up, I walk towards the mouse, and the mouse walks towards me. I put the cup over the mouse, I put a magazine under the cup, I take the cup into the backyard, and I put the mouse into the forest, where I can only assume that he walked into the mouth of a wolf. And from that day forward, we have called it Mousachusetts. I want to point out something really special that happened there at the end. A few minutes ago, I prefaced the story with a Massachusetts-based pun, Catsachusetts, which we all agreed as a group is not funny. Just moments ago, I concluded the story with another Massachusetts-based pun that was nearly identical. And that was Mousachusetts. And we applauded. Which means, in a way, it's like we're married. I do.